Hey, hello, folks. Welcome to the Solar Fit Renewable Energy Show. We're out here on the road today, again, to RE Plus 2025. And here's my partner,
Gloria Edson.
And I'm Bill Gallagher. And we've got a very, very famous guest with us today, Dima Headley with Climate First Bank, one of our great friends. Hey, before we start the interview, got to give a shout out to our friends at Daytona Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram for their loyal support through the years, particularly to our driver, Mr.
Daniel Dye.
He's competing full-time this year in the Xfinity Series, NASCAR Series. He's driving the number 10 Colic Chevrolet. He's carrying the Solar Fit colors and Race to Stop Suicide across America. We couldn't be happier. Please support him, if you will. Dima, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Bill. Gloria, thank you for having me.
This is so exciting. So we've got a brand new camera that's watching us now, which is awesome. You want to talk about that before we get into it?
Sure. It's the DJI Osmo Pocket 3. It's a great camera for vlogs and to take videos, especially if you're doing interviews as well, like especially on the go. It's compact size. You can take it with you, but it's very powerful.
It's very good. We're going to order one as soon as we leave. Yep.
And I'm not a sponsor of them, but I love their DJI products.
Right after the Solar Jet party this evening. Kelly, write that down, okay?
Yes.
Well, I'll tell you, Climate First Bank, and we've been friends for forever, even before Climate First, and it's the most outstanding lender when it comes to solar power, renewable energy, the whole nine yards. We're so happy you guys are involved.
Yes, we are too. We're growing rapidly.
You're going crazy, right? So you want to go back a little bit of the history about it?
Yeah, so Climate First Bank started in June of 2021. Ken LaRoe, who was our founder, he had First Green Bank previously, which I think that's where the relationship started with SolarFit. He wanted to build something that actually promoted renewable energy, right? It's in the name Climate First. So it's something that we're taking care of the planet, but it's also the people too. So I came onto the bank in December of 2021 to launch our digital platform and our solar lending program. And that's practically what we're doing a lot of is solar loans. It's the largest portfolio that we have at the bank, but we use that based on the deposits that we get as well. So customers' deposits, they can actually know that their deposits are being used for renewable energy, something good that's given back to the planet. So we are not just a solar lender, we are a full-fledged community bank that does commercial deposits, small business deposits, personal consumer deposits. We actually have a great rate right now. It's called the Super Duper Savings. I kid you not, that's the name, Super Duper, paying 4.46% for the annual percentage yield. And there's no minimum requirements or anything like that to keep in the account. You can just have it, no monthly maintenance fees. So it's a great way for you to have your money work for you as well. That's
amazing, and that's an amazing rate, the way things are going. My gosh. Well, obviously one of the reasons that we're so glad and proud to be working with you guys is you don't have dealer fees.
Absolutely.
Which is a big deal. We've all went through the craziness. We had someone on not too long ago. We were talking about the lease programs that have come out now and things, and the cycle where at one time people purchased with cash, and then it was almost all financing, right, because the interest rate was low. And then the interest rate started jumping up, and then people started doing the leasing things. But you guys were like the steady Eddie on the thing, and you just said, no, we're not changing. We're not going to charge fees.
Our motto is, honestly, we don't require the ITC credit, so we don't see that impacting us next year when it goes and sunsets in December at the end of this year. We also, with our product, we have no dealer fees. So the dealer fees is a big part of that cost for consumers when they're doing it. The average is 35% that they're paying for those dealer fees, which it just adds on to the cost of the solar project, which really makes it hard to be affordable. And that's why the tax credit, the ITC credit that they get, it's essentially being applied towards that dealer fee because of 30% if you think about it. So it's not really an offset. So we believe the product that we offer, no dealer fees, no prepayment penalties. They can reamortize their loans as many times as they want. If they wanted to apply the tax credit, they could. Or let's say they got a bonus. They got a Christmas bonus or a bonus in the summer, and they wanted to apply it or recalculate their payments, they can do so. But the average with a 30-year product, the goal is to offset the utility bill. So having that longer term, low rate and no dealer fee, it helps them do that. It's to be able to make your loan payment comparable to what your utility bill is, and it's fixed, whereas utility bills continue to increase sometimes monthly. I know Duke had a couple months in a row where it went up, so for us, your loan payment is fixed. That's what it's going to be. It could always go down. It will not go up.
It's amazing, and some of the products that we're offering, and they're most popular. Their monthly payment to Climate First is their savings is greater than that. It's unbelievable.
Off the bat, they can save automatically just with, especially if you're doing 100% offset too, right? If they do the solar panels and they add on batteries to it as well, they have that full offset. I personally did my system in December of this year. My husband was hesitant. He was one of those non-believers, although I've been doing solar for a very long time. But we finally did. He's like, why did we wait so long? Because the utility bill is just the connection fee, and everything else is just savings, right?
It's really funny. I talk about this every now and then. It used to be when you got your utility bill, you got it in the mail, and you looked at it and you went, oh, man, oh, gee. Well, now you never know. You never see your utility bill. It's all tucked away somewhere. And by the time you review it, you realize it's gone up $60 or $70. Well, what the heck?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is...
I actually, before going solar, I had to turn off auto debit for my utility bill because it fluctuated so much. The one I noticed is when it came out of my bank account, I'm like, why is it this much? But, yeah, I understand completely.
Yeah, I think part of the challenge that we all have is educational, right? I mean...
Yeah.
There's a lot of, there's a lot of things being said out there about solar which are absolutely not true at all. It's to me, it's the cleanest, it's the safest way. It's a savings account.
Yeah.
Basically you put money away for the kids or anything like that. It's the same thing with solar.
Absolutely. Yeah. Honestly, and especially if you have that 100% offset, and let's say you didn't finance, you paid cash for it, think about that much you paid in utility bills, put that into a savings account. Super duper savings, paying 4.46%, right?
That's amazing right there, yeah.
So that's a great way. I tell that to customers too. Interest rates are higher right now. It's just because of the market we're in. But you can help offset that by any excess funds that you normally would pay. Either apply it towards the loan to pay it down faster or put it into a savings account so you're making some money as well.
Good. Yeah, I was really uncomfortable some time ago with one of the financing plans that we were dabbling with where the customer really had to apply the tax credit, and you never really knew if they were going to get it.
Yeah.
So if they had a $10,000 tax credit, but they only had a tax appetite of $5,000, it became very awkward conversation. So when you guys rolled this out, I went, yep, that's it. That's ours.
That's the right. And that's honestly, that's the reason we did that, right? We chose not to require the ITC credit purposely because not everybody's going to qualify for it. And then if they don't qualify, it's a bad experience for them because then their payment's going to increase after 18 months. Who wants that?
Yeah, for sure. Hey, Gloria's got a great story of why she went solar. Can I let her say that?
Absolutely, yeah,
okay,
please.
Gloria, why'd you do solar?
Well, let me see here. Well, I am not getting any younger. And as I've been in many, many homes and just looking at the future, I was very concerned about that. And I thought, well, you know what? I own my home. People look at that and they go, you know what? We're going to own our home. We're going to own our car. We're going to own our electricity through the sun. So it just made sense to be able to go back and look at, okay, what do I own? Because no one can take that from you. Once you own it, it's yours. Yeah. And that was, it's not easy to go into homes and see people struggling with their bills, especially as they're getting older. Now they're on a fixed income. Yeah. They're struggling, do I pay my bill or do I buy my groceries or pay for my medications that I need? So this really locked in a positive thing for me anyway, where all of the things that were important to me were completely paid for. Now I have that extra money to take care of me as I retire.
Yeah, it's important to have that, especially if you're on a fixed income. It's important to know what the costs are going to be, and it's hard to do that without having solar, honestly, because it gets hotter some days, or just climate change in general, right? Mm-hmm. It causes that where your utility bills are going to fluctuate. So having the fixed payment and going solar is the way to do that.
We listen to people from time to time, and they kind of blame the utility company for the bills going up. But, when you think about it, we've got an old grid that needs to be upgraded. We've got the hardening of the grid, which are the utility poles that have to be put on. We've got cost recovery from storms. There's legitimate reasons the prices are going up. Yeah. I think we're going to see an acceleration after the last couple months. We're starting to see things are going up. So the only way really to protect yourself is to own your energy supply. Yeah. And the best way to do that, well, there's two ways. You can pay cash for it, okay? Then you put your cash in Climate First Bank, get a real high return, which is really high when you think about it, okay? Or you could use, I always say, go with Climate First and let the utility company buy your system. right? The savings pays for the system. And every time the utility company increases their rates, you get a higher ROI, right? Wow, I think I'm going to work for the bank.
You should.
I tell you, our good friend Richard Prescott now over in the land. I'm so glad that he's over there helping. He is. Yeah, we're working on a couple of projects. Hopefully, will come to fruition here soon. So
fingers are crossed.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
It's a real partnership, isn't it?
Yeah, and we're a bank. We want to work together with our clients, our partners, and we find solutions for that. And we're not your typical big bank because we can get creative, right? We work with our commercial customers and our businesses to be able to get creative. There's some things that's regulatory that we have to adhere to, but you've worked with Ken and team for a long time. You know we get creative when it comes to loans and how we can make it happen, especially on the commercial side. I
it's good. I was here. Richard and I were visiting with a commercial client, and the dialogue on helping dissect the bills. We kind of went through it, and it just made so much sense.
Yeah.
We love that.
Different things you can look at in different aspects.
Yeah. So you don't have to have the cash to do it. You just have to know some people that know people from Climate First. Yeah. That's why we're here with Dina, because we want everyone to know this. I hope this is a YouTube, and we have over 2 million visitors tomorrow afternoon.
Yes.
But if not, we're having fun anyway.
Yes.
Anyway. Okay, you guys started out as a little ink spot on the map.
We did.
And all of a sudden, now you're everywhere. Talk about that.
Yeah, so when we started off, it's funny, I had some LinkedIn posts where the solar lending team was me. It was a team of one. When we started back in December of 2021, we launched our program in May of 22. It was still a team of one processing applications that came in. We have now grown. I have a team of 8 that helps me on the solar side, and I have 2 team members on the deposit sides as well. We originally only did Florida. So as a startup bank, what's called de novo, you can only lend in your footprint for the first 3 years. So during the first 3 years, we only did Florida. June of 2024, we exited de novo. We passed all of our regulatory items that needed to do that, and we started opening up. We opened up in 10 markets outside of Florida in June of 2024, and then every month after, we literally tried to add on additional states. April of this year, we can officially say we're in all 50 states in D.C., and Hawaii is included into that 50-state piece of it, where we're doing both residential and commercial lending. For solar, we also have deposit customers in all 50 states, as well as 3 countries.
Now, I can only say one word. Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, that is crazy. That all happened in about a 5-year period.
Not even. Yeah. We haven't even been open for 5 years,
Jeez.
A little bit over 4 years. In March of this year, 2025, we actually hit $1 billion in assets, and we're rated the fastest growing bank since 2009 in America.
Holy mackerel. Huh. Maybe the reason that you like the sun is that Ken is brilliant. What
yes,
do you think?
He is. He definitely is brilliant. And the Sunshine State, right? Florida, we have that for us. And I make the post. I made a post on LinkedIn about that too, where everybody's right now panicking. A lot of installers are panicking with the tax credits going away. What's going to happen? How are they going to continue to operate their business? The sun's always going to be there. That's always going to continue to produce. So solars it's not going away. It's still going to be here. We're going to have it. We just got to change the mindset of how we're approaching it with homeowners. Like Gloria said, using it as an offset to your utility bills and adding it back as a savings for you. You just got to converse with the customers and actually get down and explain the benefits to them, and you won't have any problems.
Yeah, and really the home value increase is something that I don't think people think enough about, because the way I explained it is you have 2 homes side by side. They're identical, right? One has solar and one hasn't, and you're trying to sell your house because somebody gave you a place in Idaho and you're going to go camping for a year, right? You're trying to sell your house quickly. Well, if you have solar and somebody walks in and they say, "What's your electric bill?" I say, "Well, it's running around $22.75. The guy goes, "What?" And you go next door, it's a little over $400.
Yeah.
This doesn't take a lot of...
That's a huge savings right there off the bat for that person when to buy it. Yeah.
So whoever's making the investment now really... Well, they could be making it for the kids when they turn the house over to the kids, which is because we live in an area in Florida where there's a lot of older people, and that's one of the main things. They're 75 years old, and say, we're going to leave the house to the kids. We're going to leave. What kind of a gift is that to never have an electric bill?
It's an amazing gift. It's amazing. And that immediately, because a lot of people budget, right? They have their monthly budgets. They know what their utility bills, their water bill is going to be. Off the bat, that budget for that utility bill goes into their bank account. They can save on that right away.
Gosh, we'll have to take a short break here, Dima. My heart is palpitating. We got to stay with us, folks. When we get back, we're going to show you how to get happily involved with Climate First. Right back with you. Hi folks, Bill Gallagher with SolarFit here. Have you ever thought about utilizing solar power for your home or business? Well, there's never been a better time to plug into the sun and stop renting electricity. How would you like to let your roof start paying you each month? Give us a call at 445-7606. That's 445-7606. Or visit us at solarfit.com and set yourself free.
SolarFit your life and set yourself free with the sun's free energy.
Hey folks, welcome back to the SolarFit Renewable Energy Show with Bill Gallagher with my partner Gloria.
Gloria Edson.
I'm sorry, I jumped on your Gloria. But we're out here at RE Plus 2025. I'll never stop calling it SPI because that's what it was all it is. We're our friend Dima Headley's with us. We're having a great time,
yes.
Great conversation.
Great conversations. I love it.
During the short break, we were talking a little bit about AI and data centers, and we took a little trip yesterday after work up north of Las Vegas, and my goodness, in the last 2 years, the size of these buildings, hundreds of thousands of square feet.
They're huge, and they're constantly running 24 hours, right? The lights are on there, especially all of the street lights that's there, too. There's a lot of energy and power being utilized, especially on the Strip. Just imagine outside.
Oh, my gosh. Can you imagine that? Yeah. The lights, even during the day, the lights are on. It's like...
all the time.
It's just great. So the question comes in, how in the heck are we going to come up with enough electricity to do this? Well, we've got different forms. We've got natural gas. We've got coal. We've got nuclear. We got hydro. I love hydro. Solar.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And we're in the Sunshine State down there in Florida.
Yeah.
But since you do all the states, it doesn't matter. And you have wind. The wind turbines, you can see them all over. And, we're maybe a little bit biased because we believe that all energy sources are good.
Yeah.
But if you have a renewable energy source that costs nothing, the sun comes up, photons strike the solar panel, makes electricity. Who could be against that? That means crazy.
Nobody can be against that. You should be able to want to promote it more and more to help us offset that, because the more consumption that they have and more people that are coming too that's here, it takes more usage, right? So having that offset to be able to not have to worry about the higher utility costs going up, because you need to help offset that grid.
Yeah, I think there's some real valid concerns about us not being able to make enough energy without using renewables and really supporting it like other countries do. It would definitely make a big difference.
And I know California had they were started requiring batteries to be added on just to help with that consumption, because they were having that problem where the grids were getting overloaded, and it costs a lot to add more grids, and with those more grids that they add on, the cost of utilities are going to increase because it has to be paid for somehow, right? So adding batteries to your solar system too to help utilize that energy that you consume and you produce for the nighttime when you don't have the sun that's out, you have batteries as that offset. Yeah,
that's really become the holy grail, the battery thing. It's like, and it's really funny. We love batteries in our company. We just love batteries, and there's some companies that kind of stay away from it because it's a little bit of a technical leap, right? You have to really have the people that know how to do it, but more and more people that are in the solar industry are going to have to learn how to do the battery technology, because it's going to be, instead of fashionable, it's going to be necessary.
Yeah, it is. And especially to have that 100% offset. And it also protects you, like Florida, a lot of states now with climate change, the hurricanes, the windstorms, things like that, where you lose power. Having battery backups is actually a great tool to offset that. I can speak to Florida, where I actually live too. The last couple of months, we've had some terrible storms that come through. They're not hurricane level, but it still kicks out the power. I literally have my light flick for 1 second, and then I'm back up because my battery's producing.
Yeah. Wow, and it is so quick. If you blinked an eye, you wouldn't even know it.
It didn't even interrupt my connection. Like my computer, just like for 1 second, and then we're back up and running again. Yeah. So I promote batteries. I'm a strong believer in it. And when I installed my system, I said I was not going to install it without batteries. I need to make sure I had that.
Good for you. Gloria's she's got a big battery. You want to talk about that?
Yeah, I do have a battery, and I love my battery. I look back, I did spend a bit more money for it because it was one of the first batteries really on the market. But I look at the value of that battery every day. It's a peace of mind, but I'm using my battery every day.
Same.
Whereas a generator, you're only using it when there's a storm, and you can put a sizable amount of money into a generator and then basically pray for a storm because you never use it.
If it sits there and it's not being utilized, the chance that it actually is going to work when you need it there's a chance that it may not.
Exactly. Then you've got what we call a stranded asset, right?
Yes, exactly.
Sure.
A large stranded asset. Yeah.
Yeah, I was, in my mind, I kind of think I look at batteries as insurance, right? So we insure health, we insure a car, we insure everything. Now you're insuring your power.
Yeah.
How could it get better than that?
Can't.
Now, you don't have an electric bill, $25. I mean, that's less than, half a cup of coffee a day, right? If you had an electric car, you wouldn't have to worry about charging it because now you got solar.
Yeah.
And you got a battery. You don't have to worry about the grid going down. Thing that kind of strikes me as of importance, if the grid goes down for a day, it's kind of a nuisance. Grid goes down 2 days, it's like, this is getting serious. The grid goes down for a week, it's beyond that.
Yeah.
Because we got situations, if we don't have our security system working in our house, if we don't have the protection for that, we not only lose our food, which is $250 to go to the grocery store anymore,
or more now with the rising costs.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
So good investment. You guys are great on it. You got two different. You want to talk about your loan products?
Yeah. So we rolled out. We do both residential and commercial. On the residential side, we have a 30-year product, a 20-year product, and a 10-year product. We just actually launched a battery-only product that's the 10-year product as well. And I think it's a great asset because a lot of people in Florida and everywhere, honestly, they've gone solar, but they didn't do the battery right away because it wasn't cost-effective for them. But now they're like, having that battery, especially with the windstorms, the hailstorms, snowstorms, everything that's happening, that they lose a little bit of power, they want to go battery now. And some counties are eliminating the net metering too, so having that battery to be able to utilize it is important. So we launched a battery-only product. It's 10 years. The interest rate today, it's 7.24%, which is our 10-year product. This is as of September 2025. That is subject to change, so I just want to put that out there. But with the 10-year product, it allows them to be able to add those batteries, and it's still a reasonable price for having that amortized over 10 years. It's still low enough where that offset that they're going to benefit from by having the batteries, which used every day, it's worth it. And then on commercial, we have a 25-year product that we offer. It's at 8.99% for the annual percentage rate, an interest rate as of September of 2025. That product right there, we can do from minimum of $25,000 up to $25 million, where that product comes in. So if there's commercial business that wants to go solar right now, they still get rebates and grants through the government that's available to them, at least for the next couple of years. So it's a great opportunity for them to take advantage of that. We don't require that they apply the grants to the loan, but if they wanted to, they can. Then they can recalculate their payments as well to have that lower payment and the higher return on investment.
That's huge. That's huge.
Yeah.
Something in it. Maybe it's the way I overthink things. But when people talk to me about interest rate, they say, oh, the interest rate is too high. And I say, well, let's stop just a minute and take a look at this. So we borrow the money from the bank. The loan cost us $250. The savings is $225. It costs us $25 a month difference. That's it, $25. $25 times 12 is $300 a year. So I borrowed $30,000 at $300 a year. What's the interest? Can't even compute it. It's less than, right? So that's, in my mind, that's the effective interest rate of it. So it doesn't matter as much what it is going in because you have to deduct your savings from it. Does that make sense, or is it just convoluted thinking?
That's exactly how I explain it as well. You have to look at the benefit, the cost benefit, right, and how it's actually you're saving there. A lot of people see that sticker price. I think last year at FACIA we talked about this, where it's like the car. When you go to buy it, you look at that MSRP price and you're trying to do those things. You can't look at it that way. Look at the savings that you're going to have from that.
Well, and I got a lot of friends in the car business. Let me tell you, it's astounding to me that people go in and buy a car and the payment is $650 a month, and you buy a solar system and the payment is $25 a month, and I'm going, not carrying on. I mean, it just seems like
it makes no. Honestly, if you own your home, the right thing to do is to go solar right now, just because you're going to save the benefits. There's a lot of people that are still skeptical. They don't understand it. But ask a friend that has solar, or just ask around, right? There's YouTube videos. There's forums online, too, that shows the benefits of solar. My husband was one of those individuals. He was a skeptical one, like, I don't know if this is really going to work, if it's true. We see our utility bills. We have a connection fee only, and our utility bill was close to like $500-600 a month. And I pay my loan payment, which is $150, but I also did a roof and batteries with that. So I'm automatically have a huge savings. And most consumers are like that.
$3 a day. $3 a day to power your home and have backup.
Yep.
Oh my God, that is such a value.
It is. It really is. And I think more and more people need to go that direction. Not only is it we need it, it's also going to help the grid, but it's also going to you're in power of your utilities and the power that you have as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
You drive.
It also locks in the rates for folks that are looking at that retirement
Yep.
age. So if they
fixed
can,
payment.
if they can fix that rate and know that they're going to have that power, because now they don't have to worry about it.
Yeah.
So it's a huge benefit.
Oh, yeah. And utilities fluctuate so much, and it increases year over year. So I agree.
The big problem what Gloria has with it is when the grid goes down, all the people come to her house, and they open the door. She opened the door, they see her with a cold Guinness, and they go, "What are you doing?" "Oh, I've got solar and batteries."
Yep, exactly. And, I tell everybody, too, come over to my house. If you have, I live in Claremont, Florida, so I am on the high peak, too. So during the hurricanes, I'm like, we won't flood here. I'm literally, my elevation's 220. Feel free to come over.
Geez, that's the highest point in Florida,
yes,
isn't it?
It feels like it is.
It is, I think. I thought Bach Tower was the highest place. 200-something. Is that real dirt?
Yeah.
Really? Mm-hmm. We need to go over there. You get a nosebleed when you come home?
So beautiful. No nosebleeds. But it's definitely beautiful. It reminds me of the Caribbean, where you see the mountains, and even here, because when you look out my backyard, I just see the lights on the homes outside.
Oh, yeah.
It's so much elevation out there.
Jeez. Where were you born?
Where was I? In Trinidad.
Really? Mm-hmm. No kidding. When did you come over here?
When I was 2.
Really?
A long time ago.
Jeez. Wasn't that long ago. You're young. You're young.
Do you see these right here? No.
You had no gray hair. Oh, well, she doesn't either.
No.
I'm glad this isn't being filmed, I'll tell you. I'm just happy to have a hair. This has been so much fun, Dima. Well, we really appreciate you guys, and I hope Ken tunes into this and he hears how much we think of him and your company, and what you have built is unbelievable.
Thank you so much. You guys have been great partners, and we want to continue to work and move forward and help more people go solar and do renewable energy.
Well, everywhere I go, I talk to people, and I talk to the fellow at Soldier and say, everybody use climate first. Yeah. It's just, I don't know. I think that are your competitors kind of a little mad at you?
I don't know. I don't think it's necessarily that they're mad at us. We offer different products, and there's different clientele too, right?
I think it's respect.
Yeah, there's enough customers out there for everybody.
Well, yeah, particularly as the rates keep going up, and you just. There's going to come a point where you just go, this has to happen, right? The one thing we're all guilty of is procrastination. We talk about that all the time. When you see that little spot off the coast of Africa that starts coming this way, and the weathermen, they all start getting excited, and they start jumping around, and they make these videos. It's really cool that the wind's blowing like this, holding on, and they're scaring the heck out of people. But you never know where that thing is going.
No.
But one of those 5,000 paths, it's going to take one of them.
Yeah.
Or maybe not. But if you just prepare for it now, it's good.
Yeah, preparation's key, right? You got to make sure you're ready for it and what's coming. And the same thing with all the partners. There's so many people out there that they want to go solar. So there's enough customers for everybody.
Yeah. Oh my
God.
God.
Honestly, I think what we started as a trend too, a lot of these other lenders are starting to either lower their dealer fees or eliminate it entirely. And we always want to make it an ethical option for customers to be able to go solar. And I think they're starting to lead in that direction.
We're talking with Dima Headley, a rock star with Climate First, one of our great friends and a great partner. Thank you so much, Dima, for coming on.
Thank you, Bill. Thank you, Gloria, for having me.
Okay. Well, we'll see you again.
Yes, absolutely.
Probably out on the floor.
Yes.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Okay, folks, going to sign off now. We'll talk to you again next week.